Welcome back, everyone. We are just about to get started with our next set of All Stars, and let's go straight into revealing them. So, in the Master All Stars, of course, there's no conferences in Master or Prem, so we just have six of the best players. Neoblast, Spoon, Gaherpaderp, Resemble as reserve, Laser, Snipes, Saucy, and Sangani as reserve. I believe there are a few people playing that aren't on this list that were a couple reserves down, but yeah, definitely some great players in our master tier.
Yeah, some great players in our Masters tiers coming from really established franchises who are known to have pretty strong upper tiers. So I mean, going into this, I expect, like I said, the higher we get, I'm not gonna lie to you, like you saw in the chat, I'm gonna expect more crazy shots. I don't want boosted shots. I want to see the wildest teams, like we've been seeing it in the finals. I want to see the most outlandish teams where we definitely have to promote them because they don't look like they belong.
Yeah, or we're gonna see basic 50s. Either one. So one of the two. But hopefully it's the highlight reel plays. And I think we can see that in these tiers, players are definitely capable. They have the mechanics and they have the control of the ball um, to be able to go for some crazy plays. And yeah, so it's gonna be a fun one to watch. Let me tell the players that they are good to join, and we are going to get straight into this.
Both sides hopping into it. On the blue side, like I say, you got Herpaderp, Spoon, and Neoblast. On the orange side, you got Frijole, Snipes, and Resembles. They're gonna kick it off here. Ball's gonna go straight into the orange half, quickly picked up by the orange. Orange gonna try to go for a sharp angle. Neoblast pre-jumping and reading it correctly. And now Orange is quickly on the attack, but Blue has enough boost. Neo's gonna try to beat him. Oh, it looks like one of the Orange spun out, but the best defender will always be the post because it will not go in.
Yeah, regardless of the tier, that post is either your best friend or your worst enemy. This time, the best friend of Solar and the worst friend, or sorry, not Solar, no conferences. The best friend of Team 2 and the worst friend of Team 1. Free Hole is going to get a free shot. Going to try and snipe the top right corner of the net. Instead, Neoblast has it covered. Resemble off the wall. Shut down by Gaherpaderp. And snipes off the wall. Gaherpaderp down to Frihole. Frihole trying to win a race to the ball. Resemble and Snipes both go. Snipes calls him off. Resemble leaves it. Neoblast on the ball. Spins out again. Resemble gets a beat. Can he get back to the ball? He tries to win the race. Can't do so. Neoblast off the wall. Free Hole. And it's Neoblast trying to get boosted up, getting some plays happening. But this one's just kind of going back and forth to start.
Back and forth indeed, and right now I'm fist pumping in the air. Actually, it's just a save by Frioli. And Orange doesn't have a lot of motion, but he picks up 100 to take it all the way back to the blue side. But the reason I'm fist pumping because he spun out twice, so now I don't feel as bad when I do it 3 times in the game. The blue so they doesn't have a lot of boost. They're trying to boom it over, but Orange has enough to try to keep him in. And another boost still, and slowly we're starting to see Team 2 slowly but surely squeezing the life out. And Spoon's got to carry the ball the distance just to buy some time. He gets one flip reset, just enough to get over a second. When Neoblast tries to get through, can't dunk it through. Now we got an air dribble coming from Resemble. Nobody's putting a hand out. Spoon tries to get up there early, gets the perfect read. Orange misses it, thinking Neo had enough on it and doesn't. And so far, both teams are going for a counter style type play, even though Neo has all 4 shots. Everyone on blue is definitely aiding in that. Neo getting quickly jumped on by Grill. They're not going to let him get another shot. They don't want to risk a fifth shot going to their net. And so far, the master players are playing well beyond their skills. Like I said, what we would usually think of is a death sentence is just a last second save for them, but they're nice and comfortable. Half game in, we haven't seen any goals, but we have seen both teams try a little bit of something here, a little bit of basic play, a little bit of jumping in between, and some pre jumps. Orange gets it back to the other half, and slowly we're getting more into, like I would like to call it, what is basically every normal day of RSC, where they're just trying to get a win and then get out of here.
Yeah, this one's gonna go up to the ceiling. That's the third man completely gone. Herpendorf has a free double. Does he have the boost to get back to it? Does, but he doesn't have the boost to put it down with enough power. Spoon plays it off the wall. This one's gonna pinch right back to Herpendorf. Off the wall. This one straight down. Snipes can't win the race to that ball. Frijole does it. Great pass to Resemble! Right into the middle of the net. It's a great infield pass. And a great clinical shot. Frijole, a perfect pass, weighted. Spoon gets a bump, but it's not strong enough to get Resemble off the ball.
Not strong enough. You could see the bump. They thought the bump was going through, so they had already rotated out and the ball gets shot behind them. And once that happens, unless you're already pre-jumping, you're getting beat. And Spoon coming off, I believe that was a sidewall, but at a sharp angle from behind, getting enough on it to turn it around. Really trying to hold on to boost, and one of the orange players just completely did like a 360 spin off the ramp for some reason. So they're having a little bit of fun when they're not being pressured. Often gotta get a save. Neo doesn't know if it was going in, but it's just nice to be safe. Both teams are showing a little bit of, like I said, flair with how they're playing, and doing things that are uncharacteristic. Like I said, some of these players would never get to play with the players that they play against on the pitch. So they're just trying to have a little bit of fun here. A demo for Resemble's effort, not letting them back up into the air. Ball's knocked all the way back to the other half, and here we go now. Fairly, is he gonna get Snipes? Is gonna get to it? Herbert doesn't have enough boost, beats him actually, and now we got a 1-2 pass. Herbert only has 20, has to try to get around, gets around one, but the man that was supposed to shoot Spoon was sent back to the graveyard on that.
This one's gonna get 50 now. Herpendorf is first to the ball and puts it under the last defender. Neoblast gets a great 50 for Hole. Tried to read it, ran a little bit past the ball, in fact, as the pinch was a little bit too strong, and Team 1 will tie it up.
We'll tie it up indeed. Ball's gonna go out. Orange can probably get it. That's a free touch here. Goes for one reset. Actually doesn't get one at all from the indicator. Ball goes straight to Resemble. There's a bump out, but Frijole would still save it. But gets the demo after bumping Spoon away. Now they got to keep it out of their hands. Resembles. Fakes Neoblast. Neoblast tries to get back to the ball. Can't do it. Now it's another free touch by Resembles. Quickly shut down by Spoon. And the pressure to just get there in time and get it accurately on point. Frijole's just going to let him go all the way. I thought he could fake Neoblast. Neoblast might have got faked the first time, but this time he's going to drive it straight into their net, and that's going to be game number 1 to Team 1.
Takes a friendly hop at 1 second, puts it right on the hood of Neoblast, who doesn't need to do anything special, just jumps little plat flick into pass to the back post of the net, and Team 1 will take it off a nice play. Neoblast, 7 shots, 500 points. Really carrying the load, especially on the touches and offensively.
Yeah, doing a lot of carrying. Go straight into the next game. And for what it's worth, like I said, it's a fast-paced game. It's keeping us on our toes. They are going for a lot here. Even for us, it looks basic. For them, it is... Well, for them, it's basic. For us, it's just like, it's the craziest thing. Like I said, the pre-jump from behind... Like, I didn't even see where Frijole came from. He just came from a sharp angle, stole the ball, and put it like in a danger zone. But Blue going there, tries to get the wheel touch double, and that wheel is a very tricky thing because sometimes that it will shoot off of you at like 70 miles per hour, and other times, you just kill it and like hand it over to him.
Yeah, it can be a difficult thing. The physics in this game can be it's really on an edge between a soft shot and a really powerful touch. But Snipes gets a win around 1. Resemble and Neoblast. Resemble wins the race. Frijole might be able to get there. No, he can't, but he forces Herpendorf to go. It's a fake for Resemble to the top corner. Saved away by Herpendorf. Into the midfield. Spoon gets bumped off. Neoblast is so awkward. It's bouncing around. Frijole coming in. Neoblast and Spoon both go. Resemble has to back up. Now we'll go. Herpendorf back to Neoblast. Snipes going for the double tap. Saved away. And Frijole finally on the rebound.
Finally goes in. And Taco, there was a lot going on, honestly. I saw like a Herper. It looked like he was still supersonic going backwards when he half flipped. That's how he got back in time. While another player like chain dash across the wall. And like from my view, I was just seeing a whole bunch of craziness go on. But Orange getting paid for their pressure, putting it into the top 90 so far, and they're starting off on a very strong foot, but they got to finish strong. That was one thing that they were lacking in that last game. Ball's knocked all the way back down. They're going to play a little bit of boom ball just so they can get breathe here. Spoon up early, tries to touch the ceiling. Thurman's going to go. Herper's going to get a shot. It's most likely going to hit bar, but again, got to be sure. Resemble is sure enough to push it away. No boost from Master right now. The ball's going to go straight back to Orange. Blue and Orange just kind of knocking it back and forth at midfield, hitting each other with it. But Spoon has enough, tries to get the double, can't get the double. It's going to be a shot, and Herper squeaks it far enough so the last man couldn't get to it, and fast enough for the man backtracking couldn't help him either. And that's just a clinical shot right there.
Yeah, that was a clinical shot, and what control from Spoon to carry it over two defenders. Beat the entire defense out, leave Herper with just one thing to do, and that's put it towards the back post in the net, and he does exactly that. It's 1-1 now. Can Snipe it? Snipe cannot put that one under the crossbar. As his worst enemy right now. Snipes will get the back corner boost though. Try and find a teammate, pass it to his teammate on the left side wall. What a redirect! Oh no, it's just off the side wall. Nearly goes in directly in the net. Resemble's gonna take control. Gets a nice pop, but it's right to Spoon. Spoon trying to find Neoblast. Neoblast doesn't want to commit. Now will commit. This one's popping up. Resemble will have it covered and have it saved away. Trying to get there. Gets a reset. Gets a nice touch. Frijole's going to have a shot. It's saved away by Neoblast.
And that's what we're looking for, a little bit of expertise. Neoblast has to be hating this game specifically because that one, he probably wanted to touch it a little bit softer. The other two shots were just top 90, but just too high for it to bounce down back to him and bounce away from him. But going back to that flip reset pass, this is what they're bringing out. Once they're warmed up and they're ready to go, we're going to see some crazy plays coming out of them. Spoon tries to get a redirect, might have stolen from Neoblast. Frijoles has it for free. And people know this ran out of a boost, but picked up another 100. We got a double commit coming down. And there's one thing about this tier, they either have 100 boosts or they have 0. And for them, it's all the same because they know how to position themselves so well. Because I'll look, Orange has 0, and then maybe one person has like 30 or 40, and then it'll flip. Then one person on blue would have like 40, the other one has like 0 and 10, but everything just looks so flawless from them.
Yeah, this is really a battle of boost right here, and Spoon can't get the touch around Frijole. Has boost, gets a nice touch. Resemble doesn't have a lot of boost. He can't get to the ball because of it. It was so close, so nearly there, but not able to get the final touch on the ball. Resemble trying to stay in the play, trying to find Snipes. Can't do so. Resemble's going to stay on the ball. Look to pass it, trying to make a play. Gets it around one. Frijole's coming in. Herperderp's going to pop it. Bring Snipes into the play. Resemble probably going to quick turn, quick cut on this. Instead, he'll just grab that corner boost. Frijole gonna hit the waterfall down, directly down, but no one on the follow. Snipes is gonna fake it. Resemble on the follow. This one hits the post, still bouncing around. It's been bouncing in front of this blue net for what feels like forever, and yet still, Team 2 cannot punish them.
Team 2 can't punish them. They're slow. They're not actually not even slowly. They're trying to hurry up and put it into the back of the net, but Blue's having all the answers for it. And now Blue gets on the fast break, 0 boost, trying to knock it straight down, can't do it. Orange is gonna swing it out. Frijole try to get a skim on it at least to change direction to throw him off. We got a Doomsday attempt. Neo couldn't get back to the wall. Spoon can't put it into the net. Orange trying to hang on here. Herper up. Might get a friendly bounce, might get a friendly roll, gets to 100 but can't get the ball. Now the ball's gonna be banged all the way out. Snipes just trying to control it, make sure they can't get to it. Spoon gets a flick, gets dunked first. Average, but the Herper is gonna be there. Neoblast gets a redirect, gets a one pass and gets saved. If we had another second, I'm pretty sure someone was getting posterized, and we would have been looking at a 2-0 lead. But now Snipes trying to get it. Herper somehow gets the save, and then Resemble puts it in. And somehow Herper had enough poise not only get there, but catch himself and get it out The only problem with Resemble knew is either going into the goal or is going to get knocked out just for an easy tap in. And now both teams have traded off, and now they are 1-1.
Yeah, that was a miraculous recovery after a little bit of trouble with the post. A little bit of an argument there, but a nice recovery there from Gaherba. Instead, Resemble is there for the tap in the end, making sure to cover it for his team. There wasn't much more he had to do after a great kickoff play. And yeah, so Team 2 will take or tie the series up, I believe. And we are have a nice, another competitive series coming in.
Almost nice and competitive and very, like I said, very fast paced. There was never a time where they really like slowed it down unless like they just had zero boost and they didn't want to give it away for free. But seeing a miraculous saves, miraculous shots, even good follow ups. Because half of those shots I would have drove away, but they are following that ball, making sure that make just testing them, making sure like just to see if it's in the net, making sure that they got their mechanics all straight. Master players are definitely egoists. They would challenge each other just to make sure that this person is not pretending to be an all star. But like I said, these players are definitely showing why they are either one in the reserves or are all stars in general. But like I don't know, we're just seeing a lot of things coming out of them, and most of those are like they're trying to redirect from half field, like that little skill that either speeds it up or just redirects it enough just to throw it a complete chaos. And we're kicking off with Snipes going early for it. It looks like he's trying to get a foot reset off of it, but got denied and had to change course of action. Snipes with Demo Neoblast for being a thief and stealing the boost. And both teams are slowly at the end of the last game, we're getting a little bit more physical with each other. That ball's gonna be into the back and
Oh,
go. An accidental double touch into his own net. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here first. It can happen in any tier.
that was some double tap, and if that was in the offensive end, that would have been something. But unfortunately, that was an own goal, and won't end up on the highlight reel. So Resemble gonna try and take that little bit of fortune and try and run with it. Instead, Free Hole. It's gonna be the Resemble on the redirect. Can't find the touch. Just nearly got there. Free Hole. It's 50'd. The Snipes was creeping a little bit too far up, and he's gonna own goal backwards.
He's gotta give one back.
Oh my gosh, Frijole, that was a weird pinch, and you could see Snipes, it was way too far. He had to try and adjust and get it towards his backboard, but he could not get there in time. He stretched and stretched, but his car was already pointing down by the time he made contact, and we get 2 own goals back to back, which is not what I was expecting coming in.
Yeah, that was you had that on your bingo card. Well, go ahead and also put in for a lottery. It's going to be a snipe here, but the Free Hole gets across and gets to save. Resemble his demo just in case Free Hole just being a nuisance. But yeah, go ahead and put in for the lottery because back-to-back own goals and generally those are mistakes they wouldn't make, but like they just comes out of nowhere or it's just awkward. That's gonna be a snipe, but they read that it's gonna be a top 90 Resemble. Getting blocked here. Herbert tried to catch Snipes out. Snipes not falling for it the second time. And they're slowing down. Neoblast went for a pre-jump and saw that the ball was mistouched at the last second. The best he could do was put it down to the edge. And I think right now, Taco, they're probably all saying, hey, let's not own goal each other right now.
Yeah, the pre-jumps are coming out. They're not wanting to own goal. They're making some plays happen instead for themselves. Resemble gets a touch, but Spoon's going to be on it. Snipes has to make a touch to protect the backboard. Does do so. Frijole and Snipes both go for it. Resemble gets it to go to Frijole. Frijole pinches it off the post. Snipes coming in. This one will be bouncing directly high in the air. Resemble's going to be first to it. Spoon is waiting on the backboard for this ball to come to him. Frijole trying on the pre-jumps, and we've seen those pre-jump dunks attempted like 3 times now already just in this game. So they are stepping up the pre-jumps and trying to force the issue. What a psychopath, or not a psychopath, but a pinch pass off the backboard that is almost converted on the other end. Frijole could not get it to go. This one gonna go right to Spoon though. Takes control, but it's right to Resemble, who clears it away.
cleared it away, and Orange would have had one of the nuttiest goals would ever saw. A pinch to a redirect to a player that was pre-jumping, trying to read that redirect. Like, and it was all from like the same angle. It was like a straight line where that ball was going. They were just speeding up the play. Would have been, would have easily been one of the top goals of the season. Now Neo is gonna have enough boost that half field kind of loses going for the ground pitch. I'm not gonna allow it. Bounces off this, it goes back to the teammate though. So no harm, no foul here. Resemble thought he was going a little bit further, doesn't get there. The pinch off, and Snipes got to be careful here. But luckily, Blue had to retreat just a little bit to get 100, unless you were Spoon. And Neo getting a little bump here, trying to harass. Both teams are getting a little bit more physical. Both teams are getting a little bit more antsy in terms of the second somebody leaves that wall with the ball, they are pre-jumping. They're not trying to allow anybody to have fun in the air. Like right now, Frijoles goes up with it and also doesn't even blink off the fake, but now it's a 1-2 shot. Resemble pushes the ball away. Demo for his effort. Neo just needs the ball to come back to him, but no one gets there. Good spawn from Frijoli, even though it's at random, that helps him clear the ball. Now both teams are all resetting except one player, which both players are up now with no boost, and Neoblast has to get back to it. Ball goes back across, and no, Taco, listen, a third own goal, I wouldn't know what to say about it.
I was getting flashbacks. If that happens, just shut down this stream. We've seen enough. This series might be cursed if that was the case. But luckily, it is sent to safety off the post like it was meant to be. If that went into the net, would have been brutal. Spoon had to be cut by Frijole. Frijole now trying to look downfield, but can't do so. Resemble over to Frijole. Back to Resemble. Resemble can't get there. Herpeter had jumped early for that one to send it away. Resemble tries to get there, but it's stretching too far away from his car. Spoon misses. Herpeter upfield. Resemble backflips away from the touch unintentionally. Herpeter over to Spoon. Spoon trying to get a touch with limited boost. Over to Neoblast, sent away by Snipes. This one could still be dangerous. Herpeter instead tries to play it off his post. Instead, he'll 50 it to the ground, and we have overtime.
We have overtime, and both teams are definitely going after each other, especially like they're using that wall a lot. They're utilizing going up the wall. Now, whether they're actually going to air dribble it or pass it, it I guess depends on the play that they're seeing. But they're definitely going to the side wall more. Versus how Snack Time likes to tell or say Vet loves smashing it over there for no reason. Master's actually carrying it over so he can try to air dribble. And then every time I see a player driving across and the ball crosses the net with them, the flashback of own goal that just comes back to me. And so far, that we're sitting at 1-1. So either we're gonna have a game full of own goals where nothing but own goals, or somebody's actually gonna get a play in. But Blue slowly getting a little bit more physical, stopping the man from rotating back. And Blue is neglecting a lot of 100 pads and small boost pads. There's one flick over to Herpeter. Wants try to get an outplay here, but the patience from Resemble is getting there. The only problem is doesn't have a lot of boost to do anything. Has to lead the play. Snipes looking for free hole. Air dribble bump does get the bump, but Spoon was just reading that one and somehow split both players to receive the ball. And now Frijoles, pretty sure he got the ceiling reset, gets the flip reset, gets a flick over one, tries to get another Resemble, can't put it in. And so far, they're like I said, they can't get the goal in the basic matters. So now this is where we start to see them start pulling tricks out of their bag.
Yeah, this is getting to the point where they realize we can't really just break them down normally. So what can we do? It's either the crazy trick plays, the fakes coming out from Snipes. Can't get the touch though. Resemble will play it to the corner, but again, the basic plays aren't working. So instead, we're gonna get a Snipe Herpeter bar down into the top left corner of the net off the fake, and nothing you can do about that. If you're Resemble, they were just stunned in front of net. Great shot there from Herpeter to give Team 1 the win.
Great shot indeed, and Herpeter not only has both goals, but that last goal made up for the accidental or double touch own goal. And honestly, like I said, we either gonna get a miraculous goal, which we did. It was a very picture perfect snipe that even though it hit bar down, it still went to opposite corners. So both players were just out of the play. Or we're just gonna get like another basic own goal. But both teams, we started seeing like a lot of mechanics come out. Like I said, the ceiling reset to the attempted double reset, he only got one out of that. And honestly, if he would have got that second one, Taco, I think he would have broke the defense. But he just never got. Really didn't get enough on it to do so. But going into game four, the way it's going, we're looking at possibly a long night of game fives, Taco, depending on how Premier wants to come out when they take the pitch.
Yeah, it's gonna depend on what premier teams show up. That is it gonna be a competitive series? Well, if we do, we might have three game fives, which would be something else. But this one still yet to be decided. Team one with the on the back of that shot from Geherpaderp are looking really good, but they still have to close it out because Team two has had some great plays and they have some impressive players who can get them there. But we'll just have to see. Off the kickoff, it's gonna go right to Snipes, who has to be in an awkward position. Backs off, but gets demoed, and Resemble, luckily, felt that one go off and over the crossbar.
Off the crossbar, the hardest, the best defenders is the post, and the second best is an open net. Spoon probably didn't think he was gonna get that open because that was a terrific bump demo from his teammate. So again, it's hard to predict it when that doesn't come that freely. Neil Blast going for the Daniel play, headed upwards and got the half to try to get up into the air. But Resemble just quick enough. Resemble slightly misjudging that ball. Snipe tries to get a pinch, but denied. Friole has to get up quickly. Almost got speed himself. Ball goes on. Herbert's going to save it. And Orange is clamping it on top of him, trying to get them awkward, trying to put them in an awkward position. And what a flick. Resemble got a little bit lucky there. Ball's going to go into the middle. The only good thing about it, Neoblast didn't have enough boost, but now stole their boost. Orange going to be put under pressure. Resemble gets it away. Herberto has it for free, but Neoblast left to play. I think if he would have just turned, even bumping Snipes would have just put him in frame to get a goal there. Blue hit him with a counter. Now Orange trying to be cautious, making sure they're not overextending and using too much boost just to try to rush up field. And now both teams are going to settle back in yet again. Herberto goes up, leaves the ceiling, waiting for everyone to jump. Can't do so. Tries to fake out Resemble, who doesn't have enough boost. Don't worry, Snipes will be there to save him. Tries to go for the flip reset. I don't think he got it from the angle that I was looking at. But now it's going to be a straight shot. Spoon's going to save it. And now both teams, again, like I said, they're going into the bag of tricks. Not because it's, overtime or anything, but just because as games go along in these upper tiers, they start to download each other. Which means now they got to get a little bit more tricky. They got to take a little bit more risk. We've seen the Resembles going for a lot of flicks. Snipes going for irritable bumps, even with zero boost. Both teams are just, at this point, you have to be unpredictable.
Yeah, the defensive have really stepped it up, and there is not many goals to be found. Neoblast might have a clean shot here. Instead, it's shot down, so even the clean shots that you think would be coming are shut down before it can even happen. Geherpader backflips away from the ball. That should have Frijola, who backflips and makes a great control touch to get out of an awkward position. Resemble trying to find him upfield. Frijola can't get the bump or the redirect. Instead, it's sent back. Spoon carrying it all the way downfield, trying to get a 50. Neoblast up. Geherpader tries to play it to safety. Frijola shuts it down. Who's up? Spoon is in a really awkward position. Resemble will just play the long game, go for the corner boost, reset, recycle. Snipes, who's had it on, like glue on his car, gets the bump, but Spoon still makes contact after the bump to get the ball away, or else that would have been a for sure goal. Resemble pops it up to himself, gets it to the top corner. Great control, great shot from Resemble.
Great control and great pass to Friole. And what a turn by Resemble. Like I said, putting on the brakes and drifting around to stay right where he needs it and putting off to get to the ball. 1-0 for team 2. Sorry, I'm so used to the Solar Lunar. But for team 2, and that's what they need. Snipes up in the air. Gets to the flip reset, but Neoblast saw it coming a mile away. But doesn't worry about it. Blue's still trying to get out of the house, trying to get something going. Blues defense is still stellar as ever, but Orange just getting a little bit more physical, putting something else into their mind. Neoblast actually gets outplayed on one. And Snipes gets up, gets bumped off, and that was actually the best play Snipes could have done if he did not get bumped. But now the ball's rolling Again, the sidewall's gonna get it away. Neil Black trying to go for his outplay. Gets past one. Can get past two. Can't dunk them. Now both teams had 1v3 attempts. Happened to be denied by the second man both times. And for better or not, by the skin of their teeth, because Neoblast just needed to get a little bit higher, and then Snipes just had to get that again for himself, get a little bit higher. So then again, it's that pixel perfect, but Spoon is gonna read it off the back wall, a mistake read that is very uncharacteristic, especially for Resemble. This is gonna be a free goal from Spoon, and in this tier, you missed that one. Spoon's not gonna miss two open nets in a row.
Yeah, it's a tough position for Resemble, who had to scramble to get up there. He didn't have boost, in fact. This is a bad position. Gaherpadep gets the 50, but Resemble gets it to safety. And Frihole is going to clear it away. Frihole just grabbing pads, getting boosted up, but Spoon can be dangerous if he's on the ball. Tries for the air dribble bump. Gaherpadep diving in, can't get there, but it forces all three to go on Team 2. Team 2 get a bang downfield. Spoon gonna be up on this. Snipes challenging first. Snipes might get back to this ball. Can he get the tight angle double? He was running out of boost and can't get it to go. So this one stays 1-1. Time ticking down. 20 seconds on the clock. Snipes getting it on his car, on his hood. Trying to make plays happen. A demo comes out from Gaherpader. This is a long clear downfield. Where's the spawner gonna come in? Gets a good 50. 10 seconds left. 9 seconds. Cleared. Snipes to the top or bottom corner of the net. Can't get it to go. 2 seconds. 1 second. Neoblast can't keep it on his hood. We have overtime.
Going straight into overtime, and Snipes is probably about one more bump away from telling them to get off of his bumper, because every time he's right there. It's like he just needs that touch, and then they miss the ball, and like they said, if you can't get the ball, get the man. And every time they have gotten Snipes, the second he even gets past one of them, it's gonna be a free ball. Neil Bass is up, try to low. You might have should have left that one, but that's fine. They're not gonna be in danger yet. That demo comes out, and both blue players are running back, waiting for the respawn, trying to harass Orange Snipes. Gets it round one, but Neoblast rotated perfectly, gets there. Neoblast is going to eliminate Snipes. No one's going to get there, but Resemble knocks in the air to buy time and also waste boost for the blue half. We can get an infield pass. Actually, going to take a shot from that angle. And if that was any tougher, it probably would have just rolled back out because it was a strong shot. But now we got Resemble up, trying to drop it down. Free Holly tried to demo him, but got there too late. Snipes up for a solo play. Knocked away by Herperder. Orange is trying to keep him in. Spoon gets a 50. That's in their favor. Herperder goes for the ball, doesn't need the boost. Orange doubling. Trying not to get caught in half. Even with zero boost, Blue can still be very dangerous. Herperder knocks it up in the air. Free Holly taps it away. Neoblast gets dunked. And it's going to be a full reset here unless Resemble gets to that ball. And both teams like that, there's no distinctive plays that Neoblast going for the outplay, can't get enough on the flick, but it's enough to fake him out, and Team 1 is going to win Masters All-Stars game.
It wasn't Neoblast's finest flick, but that might have worked to his favor, as it kind of just faked out the defender in net, and they could not read the weird little pop touch that happened, and Neoblast just guiding it into the net. Team 1 will take victory here.
And what good games we had. Like I said, we might have not went the full distance, but the games were definitely close enough to might as well say they went the full 5. But congratulations to the Master All Stars. Like I say, they are All Stars for a reason, and they definitely showed it, especially for those Resemble stepping in to help a little bit here. And but like I said, that was again got to be unpredictable. Like I said, they were looking for a stronger pop. It wasn't a strong pop, and then like I said, sometimes we'll take those.
Yeah, sometimes the plays you don't mean to make are the ones that work because the other team doesn't expect them either. So they'll take the bit of fortune. They certainly played well enough to take the series anyways and get it done in game 4. So not a game 5. We won't get all 3 game 5s tonight, but we do still have one more series to go. So stay tuned. And just after this break, we will have the Premier All Stars.